What's up, everybody? It's Floyd Boy Games here. This will be my first YouTube video ever, and all I want to do with this video is just talk about the gaming industry and where we're at today. And there's three main topics I would love to talk about. And the first topic is digital versus physical. And I'm a firm believer that physical is the only way to take the greed out of these companies. I see people on YouTube videos all the time in the comments, these greedy companies, these greedy companies, these greedy companies. But like I say, I play video games to have fun. It's a hobby for me. But I also want to be able to physically touch that game, own the whole game, be able to pick it up off the shelf, take it, sell it if I want to, and make some money back. But what people got to understand right now, the industry, 95% is through digital sales globally. And I'm the 5%er. But I don't understand people defending the digital push when you always talk about greed, greed, greed in this whole entire industry, but you're allowing them to be greedy because you are giving them the whole pie. 95% is giving the whole pie, while I'm the 5% that gets a little slice of the pie. I don't need the whole pie. I just want a little slice of the pie. But don't get on here and talk about greed, 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 and you're the ones that are allowing them to be greedy. So with that being said, physical is the only way and is the best way to make a little bit of money back, because at the end of the day, physical always has a price. Digital has no price. PlayStation literally just got rid of a license agreement for movies. And people are losing their movies that they purchased. They don't have them anymore. They can't watch them. They can't do anything. And this could happen with video games. It's the same thing. I mean, just think about if a company like Nintendo goes out of business, or PlayStation or Xbox. You don't have anything anymore. You don't own nothing. You have nothing, whatever, whatever. But if you have physical games, and they're fully on the cart like Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2 games, I can play them forever. But you won't be able to once they go out of business. Now, I know that won't ever happen, but it can. And for example, I have games that cost over $300, and I can actually get some money back. But if you don't have physical games, and you allow this to happen, you're never going to get a piece of the pie. You're going to keep giving them the whole pie, and they'll own everything, and you're going to have to be happy about that. Well, I'm not. I want to be able to play my games, own them, lend them to a friend, do what I want with them. That's just, the facts. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you think that's a good thing, to be able to just press a button at home and get the game, I understand that. It's cool and it's quick and it's efficient, or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, if they take it off the storefront, you can't play that game anymore. I am the storefront. I have a storefront in my basement, in my chamber of secrets. So you take what you want with it, but that's a real issue that shouldn't be happening. Also, I would like to talk about specs in gaming, graphics, all the fun stuff that everybody always argues about. And I don't want to defend a company over another company because, like we say, they're greedy. Yes, they are. We know. But at the end of the day, I have to be honest. I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I love PlayStation. I like Xbox. I have all the systems. I have all that stuff. But if I got to be honest, we're so worried about graphics in gaming. And I want to bring the gaming, I want gaming to take a step forward with that graphical stuff and all that. But the problem is right now, we've taken graphics over fun in video games. We're trying to make the next big thing. Everybody's trying to make the next big thing. And my point is that with Nintendo Switch and things like that, they're just making games for fun. The graphics aren't as great, but they're killing everybody in sales when it comes to their own games. It's just a fact. If you look up the Switch one right now, you will see the software sales crush PlayStation and Xbox. And it's not even close. Why? Because they focus on family fun, fun in general by yourself. I mean, just play the new Star Fox game and just think about it as like an arcade and putting a quarter in. It's just a quick hitter game. It's super fun. And that's what I want in gaming. I'm an old school person. You know, I'm an old school head is what they call us. And I don't want to say, you know, like physical's everything, but we should be there. That's where we should be. We should stop letting them get away with all these things. And I know I'm getting a little off topic, but in general, everybody's so worried about the specs. I mean, you can sit there and look at games that PlayStation's made. They've had games that have been made for $500 million, and 2 weeks later, the games are flopping, and then they're laying off studios. That's the key of why the gaming industry is terrible right now, because they're making all these games. They're trying to make the next big thing. They're spending so much money on it, and the gameplay's trash. And that's why they're losing, people are losing their jobs and all these type of things, because they're so worried about making the next big thing. Sometimes it's okay to play it safe and just make games for fun and stop worrying about the highly graphical games, because there's GTA 6 is a perfect example. Is it going to be successful? Yes, it's going to be successful. But they have 6,000 people making that game. Now imagine if that game flopped. There's 6,000 people that probably don't have a job because they put all eggs in one basket. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that we got to just get back to the basics and have fun with video games and stop trying to make these movies as video games. There's only a few that can do that and that have the power and the money to do that. But every studio is trying to do this, and this is cooking the industry. If they just go back to the basics, make a couple remakes, things like that, and make safe games that people want to play, because at the end of the day, 90% of the people that are playing video games are older, like me, 30s to 40s. And then you got your kids that your parents have to buy everything for kids. So, I mean, it's not like they're kids playing these games. It's mostly old adults, to be honest. Number 3, the next topic is AI. I'm all about AI as far as being able to clean a game up, make it run more efficient, things like that. But what I'm not about is making AI make games fully and taking away the human aspect of everything. That's a real issue. Technology is good, but sometimes we let it be too good to where we're not going to have jobs anymore in the industry. And it's a scary feeling for people that go to college, get in debt, and then they go into these computers and make all these crazy games, and then the games flop, and then they lose their job. It's just like going to a grocery store. When did I become a cashier and a bagger? Like, what are we doing? Honestly, let's think a little bit before, we just let these things happen. And at the end of the day, I know this is going to happen because people just let stuff go, let it slide, and just go with the flow. But sometimes I think we need to critically think outside the box that's hanging on our wall and really understand what's happening in the world in general. And I hate to sound preachy, but let's just get back to the basics of gaming. Let's have fun. Let's be great humans to each other. Stop living on the internet and cussing at people and going crazy and, you've made gaming bad. Gaming isn't as fun as it used to be for me, even though it's my hobby and I still love it. That's why I play a lot of single player games over online games. But I'm sorry, I got a little off topic. But AI is good in a sense, but it's also bad. And I hate to throw Xbox under the bus, but they're a bunch of greedy liars, if we want to be honest, because they're trying to tell us it's not about AI, but they're building a huge AI infrastructure right now. And guess who's the one laying off all their employees? Xbox. They're laying off, they bought all these studios and they're laying them all off. Why? Probably because they're trying to sell Xbox at this point. They're trying to make it look affordable and make it look like they can sell it off. That's why these people are getting fired. They're trying to lighten the load, trim the fat, and get rid of them so that they can sell their business. But at the end of the day, AI at Xbox probably will make all their games. And that's kind of crazy, because that means there's just going to be a few couple hundred people that are just watching the AI. But this is Floyd Boy. If you like this, please comment and subscribe. I appreciate it. Happy gaming. Goodbye.